All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to my apostles, a great millstone, peace and citation to the hopeful members of the elect, the Bachayim of the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these lasting times and to be the ruling, governing body of the nation of Yasha'Allah. So this is going to be in the news. All right, the first one I have is from zerohedge.com. All right, geopolitical news. Russia expels U.S. number 2 top diplomat from country. U.S. vows retaliation. All right, and what's a diplomat? All right, someone who speaks for their country, like an ambassador. Okay, so Russia expels one of U.S. number 2 top diplomat from the country. All right, and the U.S. vows retaliation, and that's the act of war. All right, so hey, World War III is brewing up behind the scenes. Okay, and then you had the U.S. Joe Biden with his speech saying if Russia invades Ukraine or touches any NATO country, which the Ukraine is not even part of NATO, but they touch any NATO country, all right, along the words, it will be retaliation. So you see things heating up between Russia, NATO, and the U.S., which is prophecy. All right, the beast, which is NATO and the EU. All right, will go to war with Russia. Okay, and the U.S. being in the midst of that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna read this. It says previously on Tuesday, with the Russia announcement that it had begun drawing down troops from near the border with Ukraine, the prospect for a diplomatic way out of the crisis looked promising, but has been the case for the past weeks. The whole ordeal has involved a flood of mixed signals and contradictory headlines, alternating from promises of dialogue and de-escalation to quickly being back on a war footing coupled with threats, a narrative which seems to turn on a dime every hour, right? And another thing is, Russia supposedly in the news was drawing back their troops and their military weapons, all right, that were on the border of the Ukraine. But of course, American media has to lie, all right, to control the narrative. Okay, so like Akim, let me get a little closer. All right, kind of a little far from the internet connection. Hopefully you can hear me. All right, okay, here we go. I just had to move away. Hopefully this is good. I'm just gonna set this here. Slocky about that. Okay. So now it says, and now on Thursday, more escalation as prospects for diplomacy and open dialogue grow dimmer. Russia has expelled U.S. Deputy Chief of Diplomatic Mission Bart Gorman from the country, the U.S. Embassy has said. Russian state sources are reporting. The U.S. has vowed that it will respond in kind, and further that the top official still had time remaining on his visa. The embassy further called his being declared persona non grata and expelled from the country unreasonable and a significant escalation. All right, a significant escalation in what? In war. All right. Gorman was the second most important official at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow after the ambassador and a key member of the senior leadership of the embassy. A spokesman for the U.S. diplomatic mission was cited in regional media as saying Gorman is responsible for key aspects of U.S.-Russian relations, according to embassy information on its website. At the start of this year, the United States expelled dozens of Russian diplomats from Washington. While the move was technical, according to the State Department, which cited visa expiration and non-renewals, Moscow charged that the move was part of the ongoing political tit-for-tat. Meanwhile, Russia has reemphasized on Thursday that there is no invasion of Ukraine and it's not planning any offensive, according to Interfax. Right, this is the guy that they expelled. Um, Deputy Chief of Mission Bartle B. Gorman. Bart Gorman is the Deputy of Chief of Mission at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow, a career member of the Senior Foreign Service. Mr. Gorman is responsible for managing key aspects of the U.S. Russia relationship. And that's ended, because Russia will go to war. Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, the land of Gog and Magog, that's Russia. Okay? The Lord's going to put the hooks in their jaws, and he's doing it right now, bringing them back to that Soviet Union mind state, that USSR mind state again. All right, and this is why they're all preparing for war. NATO doing NATO drills, all right, military exercise. Same with Russia, and they're going to be a guard into unto these other nations, unto its allies like Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, Togomar, which is Turkey. All right, they just signed a deal with China. Okay, so World War III is brewing up. Okay, it says from 2017 to 2019, Mr. Gorman served as a Deputy Assistant Secretary and Assistant Director for Threat Investigations and Analysis, TIA, Bureau of Diplomatic Security, U.S. Department of State. In this capacity, he oversaw all diplomatic security programs that analyze, assesses, investigate, and disseminate information on threats directed against U.S. diplomatic personnel overseas and domestically. You see, so those relations with Russia and the U.S., it's already been clipped. You see, it says this also has the U.S. confirmed it has received Russia's latest response concerning ongoing negotiations of its security proposals. All right, I want to get the scripture. You see, because this is it, man. Once the RFID chip is implemented, that's it. It's game on. You see. All right, Revelation chapter 14, the second woe. Revelation 11, verse 14. The second woe is past. That's World War II. All right, that already came. All right, from 1939 on September 1st, when Germany did aerial bombings on Poland. All right, which the Holocaust was a hoax. There wasn't even 6 million Jews, so-called Jews, in Europe at that time. But who was controlling the media? Those Amalekites, the little hats. All right. So the Holocaust was a hoax. Now, of course, they sent some to concentration camps. Don't get me wrong. All right, but the way that they portrayed Hitler, with how he was dealing with the Jews by putting them in gas chambers, that's because they had typhus. All right, really, he was trying to heal them. All right, but it didn't go as planned. And I believe, personally speaking, a lot of those people, during the Holocaust, a lot of them were probably speckled birds, most likely, Israelites. All right, what happened in Auschwitz. All right, those concentration camps. All right, but you see, World War II already passed. All right, and after that, after World War II, especially after America dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and any other um, Japan's provinces, that Russia and the U.S. were excelling in their military might and ICBMs. Russia, particularly more. All right. So yeah, World War II already passed, and it says, "And behold, the third woe cometh quickly." Woe means destruction. So World War III, and that's gonna be the end of all wars, because America is gonna get nuked. All right, Russia's gonna send their nuclear missiles to nuke America. All right, and not just Russia, but it says in what, Revelation the 17th chapter. Let me get that real quick. All right, guess what? The EU, they're gonna send their missiles as well. Revelation 17. I'm gonna get to the point. Verse 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where their horse sitteth, which is America, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. These are the different nations that come over here. All right, this is like a big melting pot. And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. The 10 horns are the EU. All right, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right, how's that gonna happen? Through ICBMs, through nuclear fire. All right, you see, so the EU is gonna send off their nukes as well. Okay, so we have that, and now I'm gonna get another article. All right, or another news. Okay, this is from Dabu. I'm gonna read it. I can't play it for some reason, so I'm gonna play it on my phone. But it says, mysterious outage knocks Canada's top banks offline, bank run or stage event. It says days after Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said he would invoke emergency orders to crack down on demonstrators by freezing their bank accounts, and that emergency he pulled, that's like a form of martial law. 5 major Canadian banks went offline on Wednesday night as customers reported their funds were unavailable, according to technology website Bleeping Computer. And these are the banks: Royal Bank of Canada (RBC), BMO Bank of Montreal, Scotia Bank, TD Bank Canada, and the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce (CIBC) were all hit with unexplainable outages on Wednesday evening. Users began reporting issues with banks around 1600 to 1700 ET. Down Dector data showed. Okay, I'm gonna get this scripture. All right, and I'm gonna play this video. And you're gonna see why I got this scripture. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Okay, and what this is doing, this is going to hurt a lot of people in Canada. A lot of Israelites are there, but you see, this can be a stage event right here. Okay, now people can't pull their money out. Watch, I'm going to play this video. Okay, and I'm going to read that scripture again. So I'm going to play this.
Highly suspicious activity hitting Canada's top banks. And this comes right after these emergency powers go into effect from Trudeau and his regime, as they are calling themselves. Shockingly, last night we saw the headlines where Canada was calling itself a regime, saying that the convoy was seeking regime change. It's like, what is going on? We know that Trudeau is admiring Xi Jinping, but really? Are you just openly telling the world that guys like Trudeau and Macron are the new global tyrants, like it was in World War II, with your Mussolinis and others on the world stage? Well, it seems they come out with this threat, and late last night, all kinds of people start having issues. And all the banks try to turn around and tell their customers that we're having some kind of technical difficulties. We're trying to work to fix it. People are starting to not buy what they're saying rather quickly here. People are calling out their excuse, and some are even saying that this is like a fake attack, like they're faking all this, trying to mitigate or run on the banks. All these people trying to come and get their money out. So all these people last night that were trying were getting rejected beginning last night. And when you look at the search results on Google, or for the people up in Canada looking up bank run, since Tuesday night it exploded. You could tell everyone was panicking. So they're shutting off networks of cash in Canada, guys. If you're not paying attention, they went after the GoFundMe, then the Go Send Go, or whatever the other campaign was. They're tracking and tracing everything on Bitcoin because they created it on an NSA hash. Give me a break. That's why they just popped the people for $4.5 billion. They came out and said it. We tracked them down right through the blockchain on Bitcoin. Duh. So I warned everybody where this was heading. You better get together some kind of currency system to replace the one that they're going to bring down, or have a good bartering system. I've been saying it for a long time. Gold and silver, things that you can trade with your people. That's what's going to count when they bring this thing down. But this is the situation in Canada right now. Join me on the live streams.
Right, and this is, I believe, again, a stage event, and the spirit just came upon me right now. I don't know why it didn't hit me earlier, but it just came upon me of why this is happening. All right, because again, Esau Edom wants to do away with this current system, and he wants to what bring in, all right, his new system via the RFID chip. You see, he wants to do away with this system. So Canada, with them freezing the banks, all right, this can very well turn to something else, which it will soon, to do away with the money system, the dollar. All right, not Canadian money. All right, but this will do away with their currency, and then this can implement. All right, um, it's because Esau always works in stages, but it can very well jump to the RFID chip, or the next one can be digital currency. All right, just like in China, but the next step is ultimately going to be the RFID chip. And I'm speaking as a man, but most likely that will happen. All right, either way, because it's prophecy. Okay, Revelation 13 verse 16. I'm gonna read it. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And the mark in the Greek is charagma, and the latter root is the latter root word is charax, meaning a palisade, a needle, and the latter deep root word for that is graphos, your database. So he's gonna cause everyone, all right. He's gonna cause everyone to get this mark. You see, in their right hand or in their forehead. Which the reason why is because that's where you emit more body heat on your right side of your body. So that's how the chip will be powered off by. All right, and Neuralink, Elon Musk is already testing on monkeys. All right, and people. All right, to put a chip, to put a Neuralink in your brain. You see, so the chip is here. The MOTB is here. All right. Now I'm gonna read that again. Ecclesiasticus. All right, Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, all right, and Esau is very unrighteous in the way he deals with nations, and of course the Israelites, all right, it's unrighteous. Injuries and riches got by deceit. You see, he's shutting off these banks, all right, taking everyone's money, you know, stealing. He took all the gold and silver, all right. You see, this man is hogging all the gold. Remember, the U.S. dollar, the dollar was a banknote before. All right, before it came, you know, the how should I say it? The primary currency. All right, it was a banknote to get gold. Okay, and then now they create it to be the world reserve currency. All right, the Federal Reserve note. All right, so this man has gotten riches by deceit, and now he's freezing these banks. Okay, hey, the famine is coming. All that hell's about to break loose. All right, we're seeing it. We're seeing stages even more. It's turning up even more. All right, the Freedom Convoy with these truckers, they're the ones that transport your food and whatever product. All right, so we're seeing an end, man, in this whole global system. Esau Edom's kingdom. All right. So, I just want to make that video. Okay. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. All right. Giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachahakwadash. Double honor to my other apostles, a great millstone, and peace and citation to the hopeful elect. With that, shalom.